What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. And I am finally here to discuss Weapons. I was not able to be on the review for the spoiler-free review for Weapons because I was taking one for the team and watching Freakier Friday that night so I could review that. Our review for both of them are up now. If you haven't seen our non-spoiler review for Weapons, well, what are you even doing here? And then two, if you haven't seen our Freakier Friday review, you guys can now go check that out up on the channel now. That was a lot of fun as well. So I'm really excited to dive deep into this. Unfortunately, Tristan was not able to join us. He is dealing with
he's stuck in the bad floods in Chicago that just hit Milwaukee a few days ago. And so, if you're religious, pray for him. Pray his car does not sink like a lot of cars in Milwaukee got destroyed in that water. Pray for the families in Milwaukee too, that lives have been really messed up by this storm. But yeah, unfortunately he couldn't join us. But it's kind of fitting because Michael couldn't join us for the non-spoiler review, and now Tristan can't join us. It's like Freakier Friday, a switch. It's a switch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It opens the same day as Freakier Friday. It's like a body switch.
Yeah. It's a switch. It's a switch. That's my new dance. Speaking of dancing, this is a movie that makes you really want to dance, because that is not true. Okay. So let's just dive right into this. Weapons. Zach Cregger has followed up Barbarian. It's been about 3 years. I think that came out in August of 2022. He had directed films before, I believe, but they were all comedies, and he was actually involved in a sketch I think is very relevant to this movie, maybe even more so than Barbarian. Barbarian did have comedy elements, but this film straight up goes places that are like, is this horror? Is this comedy? Like, is it both? Like, what is going on here? And I think that's going to be maybe the most fun part of this video. But so he follows up Barbarian with another film that plays with narrative structure, and Barbarian halfway through the movie just switched you're following this girl, and then out of nowhere you're like, oh, here's Justin Long, and he's being Me Too'd, and he's like an asshole, and it's very entertaining, and you just it's horrifying, and then you just cut to Justin Long being like, hell yeah.
Which I think is just a style Zach Cregger has, because
I think so.
Because even in this movie, like in this movie, and full spoilers, guys, it's right there in the title.
I think okay. Let's just straight up we should just straight up go into that. Just like this film completely, like straight up the whole movie. It's showing like the same scenes from different perspectives, like Rashomon style. And they did show a lot in the trailers, but what they did not show in the trailers was the narrative structure and how they basically mix Magnolia with Barbarian with Rashomon. A lot of people are comparing this to Magnolia, and I get it, but I don't necessarily agree completely. I see why you're saying that, but I don't think...
Well, even Zach Cregger said it was an actual inspiration for Weapons.
And I see that here, but it's not exactly the same, because Magnolia is showing you each character has their own story, and in this, it's not necessarily showing each character's story, it's showing how they fit into this story, and even showing perspectives on, like, they literally show the same scenes, but from different perspectives. So that's how it's like Rashomon.
They do have some stories, like the cop has his own kind of story you get in there with I get.
But then it shows how does he fit in to the overall what the movie is doing, and I think it does work. I don't love this movie. I like it. I really like it. I think that the structure, the way it tells the story, I think it's the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
I
I think it's very interesting. I loved this movie. I'm probably the most positive out of the three of us on this channel, but I really loved it, and I think that the actual structure of it is interesting because we talked about it, like in Barbarian, when Pennywise gets his face smashed into a wall and everything, like that's when it cuts to then Justin Long. In this movie, it's the same kind of style where you'll see someone like Benedict Wong's character like choking Josh Brolin or choking the girl or whatever, and then it'll cut
that fucking shot.
and then it'll cut and say like a character's name, so it's like it
See,
ends on like super shocking moments like that, and then we'll just go right into
that moment
stuff
when it cuts away, and then you see the other perspective. That moment I fucking loved. I fucking love that it cuts away in the middle of this super intense sequence. And I gotta say, Benedict Wong, I mean, that scene, like, holy shit. Like,
that was insane.
I don't want to know what that makeup room was like. I mean, and they showed that shot in the trailer.
That's why I'm so glad I didn't see any of the trailers. I went in so blind, I didn't even know Benedict Wong was in this movie.
And I think it's disappointing that trailers give so much away, because seeing that for the first time, that's such a shocking image. And I think that would have really worked better as shocking imagery if I hadn't seen. I think I saw that shot before I even saw the trailer, because people were posting about it, making memes about it. I don't know if you're going to be as inclined to meme it after you see the movie and see why he looks like that.
Yeah.
And okay, I want to talk about that because it's a great sequence when good old Witchy comes in, and I didn't like the performance the first time I saw the movie. I'm starting to warm up to it. I don't think my problem is the performance. I think my problem is that the tones aren't mixed together very well. It feels to me like they're trying to do camp and serious horror movie at the same time, and they're not actually mixing it well. They're just throwing them together. And I think that's my problem isn't the performance. She's really good. I mean, some people are saying she should get an Oscar nomination. I don't know if she will. Did you know that she is married to Ed Harris?
Really?
Yeah. They're literally married. Someone showed a shot of him in Love Lies Bleeding, and both of them look weird and strange in new horror films. Not sure classify that as horror. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is really good, and she's an Uncle Buck. I think she is maybe like the mom or the aunt character that's in the house and sees John Candy, and it looks like he's having sex with someone, but he's actually using the washing machine. Because he keeps banging it back. I think that might be her. But yeah, she is, and this is what I like about Zach Cregger, that you would never expect that actress to play a role like this. And she probably never expected she could. And I like it when actors pull people out like that. Like, I think, and this is what, it's either Jeff Snyder or John Roca said this, and honestly, I'm sorry, but they're kind of right about this, and you're probably going to hate this, but she did in this what Nicolas Cage maybe thought he was signing up for in Longlegs, but didn't perform. So, and
I will say this. With her, the difference is with her, I actually was kind of sitting there being like in my chair at times, like going like, ooh, like with her performance, like when she's just is like waving at the kid and the tree at like that from the woods. I was like, oh, oh, there was some creepy stuff like that, but like with Nicolas Cage, I didn't do that a lot in Long Legs.
He was more just funny.
Yeah,
And I
but
do think she is scary at moments. I don't think overall this is a particularly scary movie. I think it's really creepy, but it's more just creepy than scary.
there are
And
some great jump scares though. Like that,
yeah,
like
but like
the jump scare where all the kids turn around at once. I lost my shit. Like that made me
that's no
go.
that didn't get me. What got
go
me? It look at me is when Josh Brolin is looking for his son,
that one
and
did
then
too.
and
Yeah,
then and then she gets in that pose.
yeah. She's just
That I
like
was
that.
crying laughing when
I
she did that.
Yeah, when she did that, I was like, I straight up was like, oh fuck me. I was like,
The first time I
so,
watched it,
yeah,
I was, oh fuck me. But the second time I
yeah.
watched it, I was like absolute cinema, and I was crying laughing. Um, I think she is really good. I don't know if I would go as far as to call it awards worthy, but I really like it. It's interesting because the first half of the movie, it's pretty self serious, and then you're like, what's the twist? What's the twist in this one? And then
There's
they
funny moments in the first half though. Like whenever Josh Brolin wakes up from that dream he had and he's like, what the fuck? He shouts at her or whatever. Like that
that
was
was
really
really
funny. So there's
funny.
funny moments.
I think that I just think that the choice to reveal when and where they reveal where the kids are is very interesting because it
Yeah.
just comes out of it just happens. Like there's no reveal to it. It just he just opens the door and he sees them.
Yeah.
And I
Which,
think that's a very interesting choice.
uh,
I think it works. It's just very bizarre to reveal it like that.
yeah,
And
it's very natural, which, I
I
thought was interesting.
but well I that's what I liked is it felt like this is a like this kid is really just seeing this like it's not like a movie like it's not
Yeah.
he just sees it and then he's like his reaction that sequence with him that's before they reveal the witch, right?
Before they reveal, yeah, because you do see her. You're talking about Austin Abrams' character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do see when he's in the woods and he's like high or whatever,
Yeah,
and then and then
but the
and then,
reveal,
and then
but the
you see her like saying like "come over here" kind of deal, and she's like,
yeah,
"What?"
but that's not the reveal
That's like,
happens in Benedict Wong's
yeah,
sequence, and
yeah,
that happens after that, correct?
yeah.
Yeah,
That happens after that, so that
and I gotta say, the Austin Abrams sequence is probably the best part of the movie. The the
probably,
Austin and I would include the Alden Ehrenreich because they're kind of they
yeah,
go together.
but
Um, and I gotta say, that whole sequence, I didn't see it the first time I watched it, but Tristan pointed it out, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, "Holy shit! How did I not see that? That whole chase and their whole sequence—that's a fucking Grand Theft Auto short film.
yeah,
That's
like
like
he's doing a Resident Evil film next, but like, man,
he should be
dude,
doing
Grand Theft
GTA."
Auto,
But
yeah,
there is hope that he's not afraid to do something not horror. Apparently, I heard that he'd been chasing Clue for a few years,
oh, that would be fun.
which is it only makes sense because he came from sketch comedy.
Yeah, and even Clue can have horror elements in there because of like the murder and all that stuff. But like,
I think that's interesting because that movie's been in development hell for years. I think they first announced Jason Bateman like producing or directing that like 5 years ago or something.
yeah,
It was a while ago, so we'll see if that be
uh,
really funny. It'd be really fucking funny if Ryan Johnson left Knives Out to direct that. That would be so funny.
oh yeah,
But yeah, I and Austin Abrams is someone that I would love to see in a Knives Out movie.
yeah,
I like
him,
I was a fan of him. I was a fan of him from The Walking Dead and Euphoria, but he proves here that he is great. Like he is a great
yeah,
actor. I've never seen a junkie character like that I was so engaged with their like the movie did not have to give him his own sequence.
No, it didn't,
Not
and I'm
there's
glad they
no
did
reason.
because
There's no reason they had to, but it was on Red Letter Media's review. They pointed out something I didn't even really realize that it's a very accurate, real portrayal to one of these types of people. These junkies who's got a beanie hat on. Like it feels real. Like it feels like you're actually watching one of these people who is a normal person who just got addicted to a substance and this is how they live their life now. He's always like on the edge and like when he gets okay, his sequence is easily the funniest part of the film. Nothing with the witch, in my opinion, even comes close.
yeah,
Because I was crying when he when he's calling the cops and by the way, I like that realistic thing to do that he's so addicted to drugs and so anxious that he literally has to get high before he calls the cops. Like that is a real thing someone in
yeah.
that predicament would do. And it is
And I thought it was funny with the whole like also the needle gags that they would do. Speaking of the highs thing, where he would get like on air, like got stabbed with like the needles and everything, and he was like saying, "Do you have like any like AIDS? Do you have AIDS?" All that stuff.
he was crying when he says you no his reaction is great because he's like
So,
uh not that I not that I know of and the face he makes is so funny. I kind of want to now go back and rewatch his Walking Dead episodes
yeah.
because he's and it's interesting that he's the only officially casted actor in Resident Evil. Mikey Madison
Oh,
was Mikey Madison was just a rumor.
oh,
Um but I will say, I mean she fits her face. I mean no offense Mikey Madison, but she looks like she was born to be in like Resident Evil or something.
yeah,
Like
he does. Honestly,
and having the main character be naturally pale, I mean, that would fit. And he says it's not based on the games. It has nothing to do with no characters from the games. Well, I mean, we'll see if that's true. We'll see what happens. But
I call it Resident Evil. I find that odd.
well, I mean, it's probably just going to be like this is just another story in in that universe. You know, it's just going to be like you can make a Star Wars movie about brand new characters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
You can.
it'll just be like that.
But I
And
did want to
I'm interested.
I did want to mention though the acting across the board though, because while Austin Abrams is great in this film, and amazing. This is also the best I've seen Josh Brolin in years. Like
This is
Josh,
the best. I mean, what other great performance has he given since Avengers?
since Avengers, nothing much.
Yeah.
But pre Avengers, he's in No Country for Old Men, which is like
What is he even? What has he even been in? What has he even been in since Avengers?
he was in Deadpool 2. Was that before or after Infinity War?
No, that was before.
Okay, so
That was the year that Infinity War came out. Since Avengers, I mean, oh, he's in the Dune movies and he's good in the Dune movies, but
oh yeah, he was
he's
in
not
Dune,
like that. He's not like he was here.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, Josh Brolin is easily. I think he's easily the best performance in the movie,
yeah, I think so
no
too.
question.
Like
And
the,
honestly, I think he is the main character, like him and Julia Garner.
yeah,
The trailers would make it seem like he is supporting, but I mean he's. I mean, if you think, I think there's an argument to be made that nobody is supporting.
or that they're all supporting something like that too. You can make a
Yeah, yeah.
argument as well. Yeah.
I thought he was really, really incredible. Um, I've heard the criticism. I- I heard a criticism that that they wish after him and Julie Garner started to team up, they actually showed some of them teaming up. And I honestly don't
Yeah.
because they just cut to them at the house, and I don't know. I think it works. It works. You know, it
Yeah, it
feels
does.
like I think it works. I don't think I'm the person.
It's about the destination, not the journey
Yeah,
here now.
and
So, yeah.
I am the person who will criticize these types of movies that where you don't get to know the characters. You just jump into the story like a Dunkirk. But I didn't really have an issue with it here.
Yeah, me
Like,
neither. It's because it was
you
just very creative in how it was done through its style, I guess.
see, this is, and not to throw shade at Superman at James Gunn once again, but Superman and Fantastic Four do that thing where they throw you into the story. You don't get to know the characters, but it worked. I don't even love this movie, but I think it worked much better here than either of those movies. Like here, they throw you into the story, but I never once thought, "Oh, I need to get to know this character." No, it worked. You get who they are, you get everything. Whereas in those movies, I don't really think it nailed that at all. Um, Whereas here, which funnily, Julia Garner in both this and Fantastic Four, she was great in both. Great in both. This is I don't know if she's necessarily a movie star material, but I don't know. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. But I think she has a great, bright future ahead of her. I really, really want to see her play Madonna. I make the movie. It didn't work out with Madonna herself directing. Get someone, get someone else to direct, and it's not like age really matters. You can just have the movie take place when she's like, if it gets made when Julia's 40, just have it be a little later in her life. What if Zach Kreger? What if Zach Kreger directed the Madonna movie? How would genuinely?
Madonna comes out and she's the thing from The Substance or whatever, just coming out on stage. It's like some wild, like monstro
But
Madonna.
I'm genuinely curious. How would Zach Kreger direct a musical biopic? How would he direct those musical sequences? I would be genuinely curious to see that. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen in a million years, but I do think he is a bright. Both Julia Garner and Zach Kreger have a very bright future ahead of them. So we can agree that Josh Brolin is great, and he's a great. Also, Josh Brolin in November you can do a double feature because remember he's in Knives Out 3.
Yeah, he's a great Knives Out.
What I mean, I think we definitely see a world where he's better in that than this.
We see a world there, but I feel like it depends on the character he ends up playing.
It does
because this feels very personal and like a really more emotionally heavy kind of performance. So
what if in that movie he's also trying to figure out the murder?
That'd be
like he wants to help Benoit Blanc, or maybe he even wants to do it on his own.
What if he is the one murdered though? Then I'd be like, oops,
Yeah, we'll see, but that cast for that movie is incredible. But yeah, Josh Brolin is great. I really like Julia Gardner. She's not the standout of the movie though.
Yeah, no,
and she's not even the. It focuses on her. That's what I liked about the movie. It focuses on all these different people. It's kind of like it makes you think of Magnolia, but it feels like I just really like that, and it makes it really unique. It's doing a similar thing to Magnolia, but it's doing it in a very different way. And I love the Rashomon effect. I just love that as a storytelling device, and I think it's done. What's so great about it is when it cuts away from Josh Brolin and Benedict Wong. You're not mad that it did.
Yeah, no, you're not.
You're excited because you're excited to see how did he get in this predicament? How did this happen?
Yeah, and what's great about it too is that it's like right after that sequence, I think, is when it goes to Benedict Wong's character sequence. So then it goes to explain how he got in that scenario, and I really liked all that. I thought that some of the the scene when he is running and he gets hit by the car, like I just didn't expect that either.
Oh my god. In the trailer.
In the trailer, yeah. It's like the trailer showed so much.
he's really good. I really hope he can. I'd really like to see him be in a lot of good stuff outside Marvel.
Yeah, I would like that too. And hey, this had a Marvel. This had now about what 3 Marvel actors in there because of Julia
Yeah,
Garner,
Julia
Josh
Garner,
Brolin,
Benedict Wong,
and
Josh Brolin.
uh,
Well, no, and Alden Ehrenreich.
Honor. Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4.
there you
Kind of
go.
crazy that Alden Ehrenreich and Harrison Ford joined Marvel in the same year.
I know, right? That is kind of
But
insane.
yeah, I mean,
Speaking of
everyone.
Josh Brolin, we talked about Josh Brolin, his
We
great
gotta
scene,
talk about Alden Ehrenreich.
and then we'll also talk about Honor Ehrenreich. But first off, I want to talk about the sort of like the dream sequence that happened in there and everything with Josh Brolin
That was really weird.
looking. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the AK-47?
So the AK-47, I think a lot of this movie is trying to like say that like we are weapons to ourselves or something, and so I think it put the 217 on there because it was like resembling that like these kids are like weapons to themselves or something like that, and it's like it was like almost like it's supposed to be some sort of metaphorical
Is
thing
his
there,
character supposed to be a
but
veteran?
I I don't know. I mean, I could kind of get that vibe if you were to say he was a veteran, then I I can understand why you would think that. Like it makes sense, but yeah, I'm still trying to piece together what that is. I think I know what the 217 refers to. I've heard 2 theories, and I like both theories. And so the 2 theories I've heard, one's basic, one's really cool. So the basic one I heard is because as it says in the also in the trailer, 17 students went missing and there was still one student left and then the teacher was still left. And what you see is in the movie, you see those 2 there, the teacher and the student. And if you look at the 217, it's just to basically track what's happened. So there's like 2 people left, and then there were 17 missing. So 217 is sort of like what people were
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
throwing out there. So that one makes sense. That makes sense whenever you think about it in that terms. But then I also thought, well, what if they're trying to go deeper with it and they're trying to do something more like biblical with it? Because there is a passage. It is real quick, and just like we talk about politics on the show, this is the one time I'm gonna discuss anything kind of religious on here. But there is a passage. It is Matthew 2 17 through 18. So it says, then what was said through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice is heard in Ramah weeping in great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more. And the reason why I thought that kind of stood out is the whole movie you're seeing just it's all about mourning. It's all about like weeping and the loss of these kids. And then you see, Josh Brolin's son, his son's name is Matthew. And I don't know if that's like a correlation to the verse, and that's maybe why they put the 217 like
The verse literally has Matthew in the name of the verse.
no, but it's no, not in the name in the book of Matthew. Like so, it's Matthew 217. Yeah, that is the actual passage I read.
Then and if it's also about mourning and loss, then I think that's very obvious that was a reference point.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of.
I think both of those theories are probably true.
Yeah, I think both of those are true to their own degree on what 217 means. And
someone commented at 12:17. The EDM said Jundai and Raphael cameo rocked her best performance. Yeah, I really liked her in the movie. I've liked her ever since I think I first saw her in The Disaster Artist. Um, and then she was great in Long Shot. She's great in Long Shot too, but I haven't seen her in anything since those. Um,
Yeah.
but I
And
really
he also makes an interesting comparison here with Traffic/Crash, which is interesting.
I can't. I haven't seen either of those. Have you?
But I've seen Crash, and I can see the comparison there for sure.
Yeah, she's really good. She played that role really well. That scene when he gets back to the house after he cheats on her, and her acting there was very, very great. And I love when
Oh yeah,
she goes and attacks Julia Garner, and this Julia Garner's like, someone's gonna kill me because they think I was responsible, but then no, she's just here because you got with her man.
yeah. It's which is really interesting, and I do like. And that's another thing I didn't really need an emphasis on. Like I know they felt like they didn't really go deeper into that. She just kind of
I like that. I really like that.
she just kind of goes and asks him like, what's what's up? Why are you home so late? And he just doesn't really even answer her. And then
Yeah, I really like that. They don't say anything. She knows,
yeah,
and she just goes, "You piece of fucking shit."
yeah,
And performances like that, especially female performances like that, the over the top ones, can a lot of the times not work because you don't want to come across as stereotyping women like back in old films, like in the 40s, did that a lot. But she nailed it. She did a really good, like, this felt like this is a real person. This is not like a cartoon. Um, and I think with that reference point, I think that's a good place to get into, you know what? The twist of this movie that a witch is controlling.
Well, did you want to talk about? Because that's a good point to talk about Alden Ehrenreich. You said you wanted to talk about him in the movie, and also just what did you think of him like as the cop? Because I wanted to make a interesting comparison when you watch like Barbarian, those cops in that movie, they're there to hate and just not like, but I found Alden Ehrenreich's character interesting because you don't like him. He's not a good guy necessarily.
No, you don't like him, but you like watching him and you care about what happens to him.
It's more so rather than just straight up hating him. It's more so of a I want you to get
understand.
Help,
you understand.
Yeah,
like you want him to get help, and you want him to like. When he hits that kid, I was like, "What? What? Yeah. Why did you do that?"
Yeah.
There was a Tristan said that he thought they were gonna maybe reveal that the reason he's scared with the blood is because he had a history with the witch or something. I'm glad they didn't have any of the characters have any sort of connection to the witch.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked that, but he was really great, and I really liked. I haven't really seen a performance from his where he actually had something interesting to do. Like Oppenheimer, he's there, but he's not like he doesn't have an interesting arc or anything. He's not really doing much.
No.
Here, he's actually given some meat to chew on. Like this is a guy who's doing bad things, but you're invested in his story. Like that whole chase sequence with that kid. Like I love the way they film it from inside the car. It looks like you're playing GTA in first person, and then the kid running away from him. It feels like a Grand Theft Auto thing. I'd really love to see him do a Grand Theft. I'd like to see a Grand Theft Auto film told like this, like a weird sort of you're following 7 characters, and maybe you give their different perspectives leading up to one event, and then you have them all collide.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd love to see Alden Ehrenreich like lead GTA film. Like have him play the main cop.
So this was almost, in a way, like an anthology. It felt like, because
Kind of.
almost
It's
like
an
that.
anthology that's all deeply connected.
Yeah,
Not really an anthology.
yeah,
But he was really great, and I really liked how his character is not doing good things, but you care about him. Yeah, all the narrative arc was really good, but let's just get into let's just get into the witch. So, Twist's the witch has been controlling all of this, but it's an interesting because it's like voodoo, but it's a different. It feels like a version of witchcraft made by someone who doesn't actually have interest in the mystical parts of witchcraft. Feels like almost a realistic portrayal of witchcraft, almost like she
yeah.
just does a thing and then she snaps it. I do like though that what she has to do to activate their violence or whatever is a snap. Such a such a quick, blunt, very noticeable action, and then they all go. And I
Yeah.
think she's good. I don't love the performance. I do like it. Um,
She looked like the Joker, like an old female version of the
yeah,
Joker or
she.
something, because of the red lipstick that was like kind of insane looking on her and everything. It's kind of wild.
Um, yeah, I think that it's an interesting choice because, like we said, half the movie is mostly serious. There is humor, but then this woman just straight up shows up. She's like looking goofy as fuck. She's looking like the Joker, and it's an interesting direction because you'd think they would have like a serious, scary witch, and she is. She has creepy moments, but she's not. She's not really scary. Like it. It's just goofy, and I think my problem with it
Mm.
is the tone, the colliding of tones, and I don't think it really. I don't really like it's. She's funny and kind of creepy, but I think the tones are not mixed very well. Um, and I know you feel the same. You don't feel the same? How did like what did you think of her?
So I thought, and first off, I want to address this point because EDM had the same experience I had. Said watched Weapons and AMC Prime, Packed Theater, one of my favorite theater experiences. The entire audience embraced the film, could feel the energy, forgot how the impact of a shared theater experience. And the reason I brought that up is because I feel like my theater experience really helped me on how I felt about this movie. If I once I rewatch it, if I rewatch it at home or I rewatch it after it's been in theaters for a while and it's not that much of an audience, maybe I will notice more stuff like this that bother me. But just having that audience there to be able to laugh at all the scenes that are worth laughing at, to squirm in your seat and
Yeah,
do that when that's happening, and then all the other, then they cheered. Like, I mean, they fucking cheered when like she when Julia Garner like
when
shoots the Alden Ehrenreich in the head or whatever. Like, or like they like fucking cheered at that, and then they were cheering when the witch was being mutilated and everything. It was like full on, like just clapping and acting like hollering hyenas. So that kind of helped me a little bit in my experience because it's my favorite theater experience of the year too. But I feel like for her, it she doesn't have specifically the difference between her and Nicolas Cage in Longlegs. She doesn't have a mommy, a daddy. Like, she doesn't have that weird scene or whatever, like what Nicolas Cage had there, where he just starts singing randomly in the car about his mommy and daddy or whatever. But this is different, where she's got, yeah, I can see where you're saying she's like comedic, but she's got such a unnervingness about her that I felt really unnerved, especially in the scene with Benedict Wong when she's in the house for the first time. And like,
okay, that scene was very unsettling, and
you already know though that she is a disturbed individual when she's asking for a bowl of water rather than
I started
cup
laughing.
of water.
I started laughing when she asked for that.
Yeah, I did too. It was just like really funny.
That sequence is very effective. My problem is you choose to make these characters gay, knowing that you're gonna have one of them violently, brutally murdering the other, and I don't have a problem with gay characters dying inherently. It just feels like a weird, kind of tone deaf choice. I mean,
And I would have been okay. I'm okay with.
if
I would have been okay
other
with him killing him if they didn't make that, like, if they would have had a scene come later in the movie that was maybe even more brutal with
yeah,
other characters, then I would have been okay with it. But like, that is the most brutal scene of the entire movie.
like they should have had Julia Garner
Yeah.
kill Alden Ehrenreich by like picking up like a bowl or something and just smashing it, smashing it, and smashing it until her face and hands are all bloody.
Yeah,
But they don't. It feels like, I'm not gonna say target. I'm not gonna say he's homophobic. I could see what happened was, oh, let's make these characters gay. Let's be progressive and inclusive, and not realizing like how you shouldn't. Yeah, yeah. Um, the sequence is very effective. It is very terrifying, and and when he's just, that shot of him running is just, oh my god, fucking
yeah.
horrifying. Um, and so I think it is a really good sequence. She's really good. Um, I wonder if this maybe gives her a little resurgence and gets her more work. Maybe she plays a role in Resident Evil. Um,
Maybe.
yeah, I could see that. Um,
My
but yeah, overall I liked her in the film. I I like the way I like the way you're like, oh, there's no way they're gonna defeat her. Maybe the movie will even end with her winning, and then straight all the kids just start chasing her, and it's like, what the fuck?
That's so funny.
I did not see this.
And people, I were watching that scene. There's some people I talked to who thought that scene was not intended to be funny, and they were,
Jesus Christ.
but like that scene, no, that scene is literally made. It's straight up. They have a cartoon moment. I was telling Ara this, that where like the cartoons would like chase after each other and they would go the opposite directions, like that kind of thing. It's like they have like a scene like that, but like the kids are chasing
Oh,
the
you mean like where
witch
it's
lady.
inside the house and then you see them being chased from inside?
Yeah, or like whenever the guy's mowing his lawn, he just sees like her running, and then he just sees a bunch of kids running and that kind of stuff. Like that is
Okay.
the stuff that I'm talking about. And I do want to talk about the cinematography in that scene though, because they have one shot where like the one girl is in the house, the kid is chasing, and then you see it like the camera lens is one of the kids running behind another kid, and I thought that was really fascinating. The way
I think there's some really cool cinematography in this movie.
Yeah.
Specifically, the way they shoot like that chase with Alden Ehrenreich. Just really cool way to shoot something. And I mean, speaking of like video games, like how do you feel after seeing this movie? Like about him, does it make you more excited for Resident Evil?
I do. It does make me more excited for Resident Evil. I mean, them making it not based on the games, so it's not really the Resident Evil gamer in me can't get.
I mean, it's not gonna. It's not gonna be based on like a story from the game. That doesn't mean it's not like in the world of Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's true. So
It'll just be a new. I mean, do those games have interesting stories?
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Especially the second game has a really interesting story to it. The first and second game, but yeah, they all have really interesting campaigns, and so I would like for them to kind of explore. I mean, I know that Welcome to Raccoon City, that like Resident Evil movie, it tackled a little bit of like Resident Evil 2 story.
But wasn't that movie terrible?
Yeah, it was, but So it's
And
not really.
and wasn't that a streaming release?
No, I saw that shit in the theater.
Oh,
They actually released that shit in theaters.
what year did that come out?
I want to say it came out either 2018 or 2019. One of
Re-
those 2 days.
really?
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
I
But
thought it was like in the last few years.
it was. Let me look. Welcome to Raccoon City. It
No, that
was
was 2021.
21. Okay, I was off. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what he does with that. How does he direct a franchise film like that? Oh, EDM says while Naked Gun had more laughs, Weapons had way more LOL from me and audience. Watch both in packages opening night. I definitely did not laugh more in this than. I mean, Naked
Yeah.
Gun is like a joke every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, and the snowman scene in Naked Gun.
Oh
I
my
I
god.
like I didn't laugh as hard at this movie as I laughed at that snowman scene.
Naked Gun is
Yeah,
the
so,
funniest movie of the decade. This isn't even the funniest movie of the year.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I even think, oddly enough, I even think Eddington was even funnier than Weapons, personally.
definitely. I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, but so if Pedro Pascal had starred in this, this would have been the fifth project of 2025 starring Pedro Pascal.
Oh, jeez. Well,
He played a dad in The Last of Us. He played a dad in Eddington, and he played a dad in Fantastic Four. I don't know if he plays a dad in Freaky Tales.
yeah, I haven't
But
seen
he
that yet.
would have played a father in this. So Hollywood really wants to play fathers, and I think I'd like to talk about that previous cast. I think from what we know,
Well,
it's
they do call him Daddy, so
um I think the cast is interesting. So it was Pedro Pascal as the Josh Brolin role, and then Renate Reinsve from A Different Man,
Mm, yeah.
um in Julie Garner role, and then Brian Tyree Henry is the principal. I think Brian Tyree Henry would have been really, really good.
Also, I love Julia Garner in the movie, but I've been waiting for Renee Runsva to kind of get her due
Yeah,
from
it
the
really
general
would have
audience.
given her that
You know,
boost. Yeah,
she would have gotten her push from the general audience to actually like know who she is, because now Julia Garner is going to get that recognition with not only Fantastic Four, but Ozark was a very popular show, so
yeah,
she kind of already has that push. But like, you've not seen that from Renee Runsva, so I would have liked that.
yeah.
Um,
Um, but I think that would have been a very different. I think when you have Pedro Pascal, that would have been very different.
Yeah, I think that one definitely, it would have come across very different, but I still think it would have been good. But I mean, hey, he's having a great year, and Julia Garner. This is the second movie that she's in this year, because
So so
it's
yeah,
two movies now.
Fantastic Four. So
Yeah.
so think, but it's the second horror movie after Wolfman.
Oh, this is the third movie she has out this year. I forgot. Yeah, she had three
So
movies this
so
year.
think the strikes, because if the strikes never happened, then we'd be have Pedro Pascal, and you know,
Yeah.
which I'm sure he would have been great. But Josh Brolin needed this. He needed a great meaty role.
Oh yeah, he needed to show that like he is still an actor that is of super high caliber, and I just love, like Josh Brolin said originally, like this is the I liked what he said. This is the cure. Weapons is the cure for boring films on streaming and everything. And it's like, and I thought that was kind of interesting because watching this film and watching the rest of the horror movies that I've seen this year, it's like horror is really the only genre right now that is keeping originality alive, basically, because it's
I mean, horror is the only genre that survives changes with audiences'
yeah,
interest. I mean,
yeah.
horror is the only. Horror always succeeds. And look at its opening weekend. I
Yeah,
mean, I
it,
mean, it's horror always works.
it does.
Whether the movie is good or bad, people always show up for horror. And I would like to talk about how Zach Kreger said this movie was basically about his grief after a very close friend suddenly died. So I think that's interesting when you put in perspective to Josh Brolin's character. He is like
Yeah,
the part of your brain that's investigating, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen to me? I don't understand. I need answers. And then Julia Gardner is the one that's like, I don't know. I don't know why this happened. Why did this happen? And then what is the witch though? What is the witch in terms of grief? Is that the part of you that won't let go and is latching onto the grief, or is it the part that's like, oh, yeah, I mean, is
yeah,
that, do you think, what she
I think
represents?
I think that's sort of what she represents. And one thing, going back to that passage I read earlier, part of it says, that she was weeping and mourning because her children were no more, and the part that kind of stands out to me and why I felt that connection worked was because when you see the ending of this movie and where the kids end up, they're like still phased out and they're still basically in this trance. And so no matter if they get their kids back, their kids kind of are no more. Like the kids that they knew from that time, they're not going to be the same. Like sure, like the narration said, they started talking again, but they're not going to be the
And
same. They're
when he
scarred from
says
their experience. So
And when he says he
yeah,
has an idea for a weapons sequel, I wonder if that's what that is.
yeah, that would be really interesting. And yeah, I really liked seeing all that and seeing how just these these kids are still so like just that like when they did the spell that they were still kind of in a trance, but it didn't leave them necessarily. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I will say I didn't like the very last 10 seconds. I thought it was kind of just a cheap way
Yeah,
to reveal that like just 10 lines of I didn't like the narrator in general. I think they're going for creepy child, but it's
yeah.
not it's not creepy. There's nothing really creepy about that voice to me. Um
I
and
I,
I
I
also thought it was a weird choice, like that song choice at the beginning when all the kids are running away. Like this should be the score,
yeah.
or this should either be the score, a creepy, unsettling score, or there should be no music at all.
The score was
Very
so
good.
good. Very
Yeah,
good. But I do want to point out about that scene when they're all running with like their arms out, they're running away and all
yeah,
that stuff. I wanted to point out that in that very scene, someone pointed out a sort of, I know we don't like the term plot hole, but like a mistake or whatever. And they were talking about it, and that makes me want to see it again because they said, how would 17 parents not once would any of them see their kids running out of the house? And with the Ring camera footage, security footage, all this, like Ring cameras themselves have alarms built into them that would be able to go off. And so, like,
well, if
they're
you wanna go with
kind
logical errors,
of
why are the kids gonna help her to make her better?
because I guess it's more to feed on, kind of. It's like she can
Yeah, but
feed on
the movie
their
does nothing
information.
to acknowledge that at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's just what I was able to pick up instantly, though. Whenever she said like she needed, I
And
was like,
the
okay,
principal doesn't think it's suspicious that there's newspapers on all their windows.
yeah,
And
that's what
the parents sitting still like that, that's not unusual.
I do think it's odd for a teacher's behavior, though, for her to like
That was okay. That was
or,
really hard for me to accept. A
no,
teacher is going to follow a kid home, like for
yeah,
good reason, but like a teacher's gonna do that and then try to go in their backyard. Like what?
yeah,
That does not happen.
that to me was something that just didn't really feel realistic. Also, this is now the second movie that has like that where someone taped paper all over their walls. Sorry, baby. Did the same thing. If you know that reference, it's just where there's some paper that was just taped over
But
over
yeah,
the wall and everything.
that
Yeah.
um to me that ending just doesn't work because it's just like and also I really don't, yeah, like why would you play, like, I don't know if that's a pop song, but like a good soundtrack song, a good,
Like,
like, why would you do, I just don't.
could you imagine like a screeching kind of nails on a chalkboard kind of, you know, sound or something that's playing while they're running out of the house? I think that could have been like really good.
I don't think that would
Yeah.
have, I mean, just an ominous score or just no music at all,
Yeah.
like, you know. But yeah, I mean, anything anything else to talk about that we haven't discussed?
Not really that I can think of. We broke down sort of thematically what this film was trying to say. We broke
Yeah.
down some of the scenes. We talked a lot about uh like the holy shit moments and all that.
I
Yeah,
will say that at the beginning when she show her getting back to the classroom, at first there's no one there, and then when the camera moves past her, the kid is there.
yeah, that was I did notice that. That was a bit odd. I that
So what does that mean? Does that mean he's not real?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering. Like it maybe that like what maybe is he a ghost and only she can like I don't know, maybe she can see him or something, but he's a ghost, and like so
Well,
our
but then
perspective's on like
no, I think,
because
yeah, that's
didn't it show in that like a dream sequence or something where it's like the same kid waking up and he had like this creepy smile on his face like that thumbnail
okay.
there, you
That
know?
was not scary.
It's well, it was in the trailer too, so
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that was not making him look like a clown or whatever. That was not
yeah,
scary at all.
yeah,
May
no, it wasn't.
No, not really. But yeah, I will say
I think
I didn't like the shot of the gun in the sky. I thought it was like you're literally showing me a weapon. I mean,
yeah, and I was and I it wasn't like really subtle. Like we knew the messaging was trying to say with that, but
not at all. Not at
my
all.
my thing with that scene, I thought when it first happened, and I would have liked this ending. It would have been fucked up. I mean, I still like the ending of what they did, but like this would have been a interesting way to add to the commentary because a lot of this is about trauma and grief, and one way people handle trauma and grief is they go do some violent acts because they feel like they need to like do that to get it off the chest. And I thought when I saw that machine gun there, I thought that like Josh Brolin was going to get revenge on the teacher and like the rest of the school by doing a mass shooting at the school or
That would
something,
have been insane.
and actually have a sequence like that uh with like a assault rifle. And I thought that that was like foreshadowing or something. He was going to put like 217 rounds or something in there and make it like correlate to 217 and or something. And I thought that would have been something interesting, but they didn't go that route. They went with what they went with, and I still think it worked. But yeah,
That would have been. I don't know if that would have been worked. I don't know if that would have worked.
yeah, I don't know either. But I do like that they teamed up at the end and that they worked together, and you saw what like how how it ended up, and I love the whole like yeah the actual I can understand the last few seconds of the movie not liking, but like up to that, like the actual fight in the house was really good. Like everything that happens there with like, dude, I died. The hardest I laughed was when Austin Abrams like being taken over kept on like trying
He keeps getting back up.
getting back up, and he's thrown down again. He keeps getting back up. He's getting thrown down again and again and again and again and all that. Like yeah, that was really funny. But yeah, I guess just to end it, I really liked this film. I think that to me, it's a better film, in my opinion. It's a better film than Barbarian. I think that it has a lot more to say, personally, but I think that Barbarian on the surface is a lot scarier than.
Yeah, nothing in this movie comes close to that first act of Barbarian.
Yeah, because that first act of Barbarian, when she starts traversing down the, you know, tunnel and everything, it's just yeah, it gets really, really terrifying. But this film, it's more so unsettling, and that unsettling feeling sticks with you afterwards. So like I'm still thinking about it and still kind of like squeamish and everything. Just
Yeah, and the issues I have with the witch, I she's better than the whatever the monster was in Barbarian.
yeah, she is better than that. I do
What
think
I didn't okay, I
the
couldn't
monster in
remember.
Barbarian is scarier though. I do think the monster in Barbarian was also scarier. I think
I couldn't remember what I didn't like about the ending of that movie. I think what I didn't like is that she dies, is that they kill her.
yeah.
I wanted them to not kill her, because she was like, she wasn't like pure evil, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, Shiva's basically just she was part of a sick man's kind of experiment.
Yeah. You see, now I remember. That's why I didn't like it. She was made into this by someone like she didn't deserve. Like, so they should have saved her. Or yeah. I didn't like that. That's what I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that I couldn't even remember the third act of that movie, I think, says something about the movie. Is that first act is really really great.
Oh yeah. And
But oh, Justin Long's cameo in this was a lot of fun.
oh yeah, we almost skipped over that. I thought that was great. See Justin Long pop up there.
I started laughing when he showed up. I was like, "What the hell?"
I wonder now if he's just gonna keep on working with Zach Krager. Like,
Is he going to be in Resident Evil?
yeah, it makes me wonder. Like, that would be so fun to have like Zach Krager do like a Stan Lee cameo, but like with Justin Long each movie or something. Just have him appear in every Zach Krager movie. That'd be great. I think. But yeah. So, is there any kind of like final kind of thoughts you have?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, I think so too. I really enjoyed this movie, guys. It was to me like my second. It's like my second favorite movie of the year so far, but I have to process it more and think about it and everything first before I finalize that. But I just think that this movie was really excellent. What it was trying to say, what it was trying to do, but as we talked about it, there is still issues I have with it, and it's going to be interesting how it holds up on a rewatch for me. So, yeah, guys, did y'all see Weapons? Let me know what you all thought about it. You guys can check out more videos that we did. And to answer your question, also, yes, we did get a rebrand. As you can see, we have a kind of a newish channel here, and we have a bunch of videos we just uploaded. We did our Freakier Friday review, non-spoiler. We did our non-spoiler weapons review. We just filmed a review for Relay, which was the mystery movie, tonight. So that should be up by tomorrow for you guys. So you guys can look forward to that. And then speaking of tomorrow, the Alien Earth, like my most anticipated anything coming out this year, is finally arriving. So I will be doing an after show for the first two episodes. Ari won't be joining for that one, but Tristan might, depending on how the weather goes. I don't know. We'll see. But I know that I'm definitely going to be on here to talk Alien Earth after those episodes premiere. And then, of course, speaking of after shows, once Peacemaker comes and premieres, we're also going to be doing a Peacemaker after show. So that should be a lot of fun to tune in every week for Peacemaker. And we'll be even correlating. We'll have multiple after shows from us. So should be a really good time. And we look forward to reviewing several more movies. We have Nobody 2 coming out this weekend, so you can expect a review for that, and much, much more, guys. But to see all that, make sure you like this video, that you subscribe, that you share it, that you ring that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. We will see you all next time on Here's the Thing, and until then, stay spooky, my friends, and keep on watching those horror movies.